Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 18 Week 0 kickoff. We are here for a great slate of BearCave games. The wait is over. A very long off season, but we're finally here, ready to go again. New branding on the channel, of course, your cover athlete, Kirko Squatch, the quarterback from Iowa State, who we'll actually see first. So all the branding on the Twitch channel and all of our graphics and everything, it has been updated. Very happy with this season's branding. As always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in at any time, claim a team, set your schemes, recruit, participate in server games, and build your team up to compete for a national championship. So it's a lot of fun. Links are in any of our descriptions. If you do want more content, you can check out patreon.com/thesfa. Also, if you don't want to see commercials or anything, we are affiliated, so make sure you drop a Twitch Prime sub. It's completely free with a linked account. And as always, make sure to check out our friends over at Home Field Apparel for your 15% off your first order. Also, we are 7 subscribers away on YouTube from 500. So if you're not subscribed and you're an active coach, make sure you go over there and do that. But enough waffling. The wait is finally over. Let's get on into it, of course. And week 0 is going to be full of neutral sites. So last season was the debut of week 0. It was a lot of fun, but the actual stadiums were not correct. We couldn't figure out how to do it. And then, of course, Rick is a freaking genius. And so now all of the neutral sites are in here. We're going to be playing at the Rose Bowl. We're going to be playing at the Orange Bowl. So actually at these fields. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you are new around here, BearCave is typically the 10 best games that are not game day. We'll jump in, sim to the end, and if the game is close, then we'll watch it play out. On week 0, it's a bit longer of a slate, so we have 12 games on BearCave instead of 13 or instead of 10. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We are gonna start out with our defending national champions, the Iowa State Cyclones, and Coach Schwartz. He should be getting his package here in a couple of days with his national championship trophy. Taking on Hawaii, a team that was completely ransacked in the offseason. We got a sub here from Coach Fi. Thank you. 18-month streak. Let's go. Another big thing, make sure you guys are participating in your server game. So you're submitting BearCave. We got a new game in the Derby, so make sure you submit those picks. And then make sure you're participating in the raffle, or not in the raffle, by using your channel points, playing in the predictions, building up those points, because you can get an 80 overall player. So gave you guys a couple more minutes here to get things squared away. It looks like Cal just fixed his. Yeah, let's get on into it. My pick for the Derby, I just always publicly state everything. Since I'm coaching again, all my games are simmed on the BearCave stream, regardless of how it's simmed. But I'm going with the Minnesota running back, Chris Cox, is my pick. So we'll go through that game here in a little bit. But first, we're going to start out with Hawaii and Iowa State, a 21-point favorite for the Cyclones to start it out. They really didn't lose anybody in the offseason of like insane importance. So let's see, can they pull it off? 21 points is kind of a big one to start out the season. But let's see what happens. Get those Bobanos ready. We got Coach Wind with a sub. Thank you, buddy. Now at Stanford. So a minute on the clock as always. You got to be quick with these. Get those predictions going. And yeah, it looks like we got tails and kick for Coach Schwartz. Oh man, we got some wiggly gauges here in the matchup screen as Coach Key. Thank you, Coach Key. Hopefully Arkansas goes crazy. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, baby. We got Jarkis, Pizza in there, Tribe in there. Beautiful. The Omahogs, baby. He can tell you all about the biggie bags. Welcome in, D-Sleep. Yeah, you can't use Prime subs on mobile. Alright, let's jump into it. As always, we typically go on board with the away team unless it's a user. Hold on, where was his pick? So since you are technically the home team, Schwartz, you can't pick heads or tails, but you can choose kick. So here we go. Season 18 has officially kicked off. We saw Iowa State take down Baylor 28-18 in the national championship. And now here we go. Season 18. Will we see the defending national champion go down in week 1? We've never had a back-to-back. We'll see what happens. And as always, you might see something that says, like, first-time head coach, Coach Schwartz. It's because throughout the offseason I have to delete and edit coaches. But this is going to be the Peach Bowl kickoff game in Atlanta. So this is what I mean by we're in the actual stadiums with the signage and everything. We're not just at Georgia Tech's field. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I feel like a stomping may be about to happen. We got a kick for Iowa State. Except, is Iowa State overlooking this team? You know, it's a neutral site game, but this is a long way to travel for the Rainbow Warriors. So a new era for Hawaii. We'll see what happens. They're hanging in there early, at least. No score early on until Iowa State puts one up at the end. Kirko Squatch with a touchdown. Remember, a lot of you Derby folks picked Kirko Squatch today. He was the most popular pick. It looks like now Iowa State's starting to turn it on, 21-3. So second half action. Ooh, a quick touchdown for Hawaii. Oh, baby! Hawaii, please. It would be so funny. They're down 4. Folks, we might be seeing a classic. No, please. Please. Okay. So it's a 2-score game. Remember, we can't jump in unless they get it back to 1 score. It's a fumble! Hawaii has the ball. Can they capitalize? No, they can't. They have to punt. Oh, man, this is toasty for a second. Remember, we can't jump in here. We got to wait to see if they can score. And no, they just completely have just kind of fallen away here. And Iowa State is going to punish them for it. No, they don't. And then a 5-yard penalty against the defense and a touchdown. How many points is that? I feel like that's 18. So that's a no cover here. So it was sketchy there for a second. .38 seconds left, and they are just going to kneel it out. And the first game of the season is final. It was a bit hairy, to say the least, but that is an Iowa State no cover to start the season. So, no cover to start the year, of course, is hilarious. So, Kirko Squatch with a rushing TD. So, for those of you guys in the Derby, the brand new game, that's 2 points for him. And then a pass TD is 1 point. Another pass TD. So 4, 5. So 5 points today for Kirko Squatch. I feel like that might be a little bit of a downer. I feel like against a bad team, you kind of wanted him to put up, you know, an insane amount. But our cover athlete, of course, 16 23, 295, and 3 touchdowns. That's nothing to waffle about. Greg Cooper goes 31 for 141 and 2 touchdowns. Kirko gets 1 as well. The fumble was Greg Cooper. And then how about Ray J. Butler? The best receiver in the nation last season goes 3 for 67. And then the freshman Jorkin Kirchhoff, 16 pancakes. My goodness. Shaq Madison. Got Coach Mike Gronstall. Thank you for the sub. EMU. Hopefully they don't mess up this year. We got Buck Hardy, the transfer, doing something. TFL's Jamal Brown, the redshirt freshman. 1 sack on the day for Igor Torgerson. No no interceptions, I guess. No fumbles. Yeah, Kirko is definitely a good pick for the Derby. So you just got to wonder when you're going to use him. And Brendan Britt, not a bad day for somebody who is 64 overall against the best team in the country, right? 18 of 42, 229, 2 touchdowns. Casey Thomas, a sophomore. They just did not play particularly well on the offensive end. But they still put up a decent fight. So a couple of fumbles is the reason. Yeah, so I'll be posting updates right after BearCave standings, Coach Vi, for the Derby. Oh, yeah. See, I don't even know my own scoring here. Yeah, I gotta look at... It's a brand new game. I gotta look at the scoring. Thanks, Jackie Moon. Jackie Moon is my auditor. He's always the first. Like, he'll not talk for 6 months, and then the second I post a new system he thinks isn't fair, he becomes the most active user of all time. I love it. All right, so that's an Iowa State no cover for those of you guys scoring at home. So 37% of you guys rocked with Hawaii, a bit of an interesting choice to start the season. Oh, Coach Vi asked it as well. Yeah, I put him as half a points. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next game, which is potentially another bit of a squash match. You've got yourself Minnesota, Coach Rick kicking it off this season, going against Western Kentucky, another team that kind of got it gutted, but they still do have Maximus Mays. So we'll see what happens. This is an 18-point favorite here for Coach Rick. So you're going to go with Minnesota? Or are you going to go with Western Kentucky? 18 is a lot of points on a neutral site. We just saw that with Hawaii. And remember, my Derby pick is Chris Cox, the Stanford transfer over to Minnesota in the transfer portal. Oh, Coach Vi, Ray J. Butler did not score. He's on Iowa State. Also, a lot of channel points going through. Let's go. Coach Rick, if you're here, kick or receive. Got a lot of people joining for the kickoff. 20 viewers on an early BearCave stream. Let's freaking go. Remember, our game day is going to be the New Heights Classic between Georgia Tech and UTSA, the debut of Day Knight, the 5-star quarterback. All right, let's get on into this game. Say it with me, Bryce Young sucks. Welcome in, Coach Can. The Beanie Babies are here. Surely they're playing today. All right, here we go. This is, I believe, yes it is. It's the Citrus Bowl kickoff game. Our Citrus Bowl champions, of course, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Well, I wasn't the coach last year, Cam, so obviously. Remember, last time we saw Western Kentucky, they only scored 5 points against Stanford in the bowl game. Can they have a better performance? Minnesota with a quick one. Western Kentucky driving, but they cannot convert. So 7-0 game here. Minnesota has questions at quarterback this season. And only a 10-0 ball game here at halftime. So once again, another team hanging around a little bit here. And that's 24 now, straight to the dome. Western Kentucky Can they score a point at least? Come on, Maximus. Yes, they do. And he gets the 2-point conversion. And they'll have to punt it. And another stall out. Remember, we can only jump in if it's a one-score game inside 2 minutes. And Maximus Mays goes 4 and out. Another touchdown here for Minnesota. And that is going to likely do it. So this one is going to be a cover. This is Minnesota with the cover. And it looks like I got skunked as well. Where's Chris Cox? How is Barton Tuck scoring and not Chris Cox? So I get skunked in my first attempt at anything this season. Tony Hall, 14 of 29. So this is their new quarterback, an 88 overall. Not the best day, 171 or 177. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Barton Tuck. So Chris Cox, he only carried it 4 times. No! Is Chris Cox injured? I might be cooked. So Barton Tuck, the transfer from Notre Dame, SFA player, carried the load. He played well, though. I'm in shambles. That's how hard Tutty Tally always is you think scoring touchdowns is easy until it is not. It's Corey James, 7 tackles. 3 TFLs for Adams. True freshman Terrence Weisbecker gets 2. The sack for Corey James. Interception for Chris Lindsley. He and Bullwinkle, the freshman, and Eric Lombardi, the SFA player. I don't know where Tony is from. Tony Hall, Westmont, Illinois. Western Kentucky, Maximus Mays III goes 21 for 52-64. No more SFA players on this team but Maximus Mays. I think you might see people take like a Warren Berg or a my player. What's his name? Puka Bear, because he plays both ways. TC taking on his first try. Yeah, exactly. It's all fun and games, D-Sleep, until you lose one of these non-conference games. I'm just waiting, ready for the horns down. I installed a camera here just so I could flash it with the horns down for you. So this is a Minnesota cover. So let's pay you guys out. 60% of you guys picked Coach Rick. So no upsets yet. 2 of our top, 7 teams in the country here. Both come away with victories, but now the games get a lot better. Those were the clear outliers this season. I might change it for next year because we did random matchups. We might do, me and Rick will probably make the matchups in the future. But Texas and LA Tech, the debut of D-Sleep in Austin. The Austin Fatties, if you will. And LA Tech, they got pretty much gutted as well. They pretty much only kept their linebackers. So this is an 11-point spread. So Texas minus 11, LA Tech plus 11. Who do you got? D-Sleep, let me know if you kick or receive since you are the home team, and if you want a jersey. I did not, Botello got red-shirted, Coach Fi. So once again, another player that you created getting stuffed down the depth chart. Yeah. Gotta quit making such demons that go to these blue bloods. My goodness. We gotta get them in the transfer portal. Alright, well, I don't see anything from D-Sleep, so we're just going to get on into it. Oh, baby. RB2 will get some carries. So, Texas and LA Tech. No more Coach Keat over here. And we've got rain. Week 0 rainy game. Oh, baby. Alright, don't see anything from D-Sleep, but we don't get to choose. And this is the Liberty Bowl kickoff here at the Geyser Field, home of the Yams and Memphis, of course. But the Liberty Bowl Classic, the hashtag free TC Liberty Bowl. D-Sleep is just so far behind, Cam. All right, here we go. Texas and LA Tech. A quick 3 from LA Tech. Remember, they've got Zaquavius Bunkersfield, the #1 recruit from the season 17 IGR class. They have a 10-3 lead. Are we going to see another classic? 10-10, 17-10 here in the rain. 20-10. Come on, LA Tech. Can they make it a game? 2 scores right now. 13 points. Currently a cover up to 20. Looking like it might be another done deal here in the rain. Oh, baby, they're pulling away. 37-10. This one looks to be over, as Texas will be getting that cover. Congratulations, Coach D-Sleep. Finally gets over the hump of a Conference USA opponent. Texas cover. So Zaquavius Bunkersfield, 16 of 23, 309, 1 touchdown, but he was in the rain. John Ramirez is the running back. He got 3 TDs on the day. Joshua Archer, Charles, Willie Hampton, Cornelius Shaw. Remember, all of the existing SFA players were nuked off the roster, and he redshirted most of his incoming guys. LA Tech, Mike Smith is the new guy, 7 for 27. Oh, the poor Bulldogs, they just got completely killed. Lynn Walter replaces Husky Boyle. He's 6'4", so kind of has that Husky Boyle flavor. Baron Veenkamp, the SFA player, 14 tackles, 5 TFLs. The sack, Donald Cox. No interceptions. Yeesh. All right, so that is a cover for Texas. Make sure we pay you guys out. 77% of you guys trusted Texas. No horns down today. So Texas with their cover. And we move on. All right, here's a fun one. We've got Coastal Carolina no longer has Bryce Beers taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Coach Jarkus, let me know if you're here. Kick or receive, you are the home team. This is a 7.5 point favorite. Are you going to rock with Coastal Carolina? They still have a decent quarterback. They got Pope as the QB, but how will Jamarcus McNutt play this season? The SFA Player of the Year last year. They made the playoff. They won a game and then lost in the Cyhawk. No SFA players here for the Chanticleers anymore. So we'll have to see what they can do. So I don't see Jarkus here, But let me know kick or receive. And remember, guys, right after game day, we will have week 0 pipeline results. We had a plethora of signings, so not going to want to miss that. And then the debut of the recruiting board is today, right after that. So a lot of fun things happening today. All right, let's get on into it. The Iowa Hawkeyes. Coach Jarkus. My division rival, I keep forgetting, so I gotta stop cheering for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Boo! Here we go, Ziggy Tozama. Yeah, they got swept in the Cyhawk last year. So here we go, the Orange Bowl kickoff game at Hard Rock Stadium. I love the neutral sites this season. We've yet to jump into a game this year. That's 3 straight games we haven't jumped into. They will be coming. Coastal Carolina shocking the world today. A quick 10-0 start, but Iowa gets one back at halftime. 13-7 there. Iowa takes their first lead of the ball game, but they're back down entering the 4th quarter. Oh, my Lanta. Iowa gets a field goal. We're going to go one play at a time. We will jump in if it's a 1-score game. They have to punt it. Here's Iowa's chance. Coach Jarkus, baby. Jamarcus McNutt. What is he going to do? 4th and 7. They've got to play defense. Please. No, not a drive. Not like this. So 2nd and 7. They're driving. Iowa's got to get a stop. They have all their timeouts. The first time we're jumping in season 18. Zach Pope is the quarterback. The snap, 2nd and 7. It's a handoff here to Hendricks. He finds room and down he goes. It'll be 3rd and 4, game on the line. Ryan Sims, 10 tackles. 20-17. They can still do it here if they get a stop. 4 wide. Coastal, the handoff. It's a counter up the gut. Carlo Hadley makes the play. He pushed him back. Cleaned up by Dan Smith. And Iowa will have a chance. So the field goal unit coming on out. 38 yards to take a 6-point lead. The kick is up, and it is off the upright! What a way to kick off the season. A doink to kick off season 18. Oh, baby. So now all Iowa needs is a field goal to extend the game. Jamarcus McNutt. Remember, they've got new SFA player, the freshman Kadon Tootle, in the game at wide receiver as well. They'll hand it off, though, here. A new running back. And is that Dash Dixie? It is. So the true freshman, Dash Dixie, 93 yards on his first live carry here. Jamarcus McNutt now, minute 20. McNutt, they pick up the blitz. He floats it wide open, man, across the 50. And that's Marcus King with a big play. Here comes McNutt. Under center. McNutt taking his sweet time now. Drops back, quick throw, yams it deep, and that's way out of bounds. So down 3 across the 50. They do have a timeout left. Avery Talon, the SFA kicker, does have a decent leg. Cal Shoemaker in motion. Former 5-star SFA player. McNutt to the boundary. That's King. He stiffies, and he gets pushed out of bounds. But the clock still runs. What is this bullshit? Oh no, the Orange Bowl refs are screwing the Hawkeyes. 3rd and 2. McNutt dumps that off, and that's a catch for Cal Shoemaker. He'll get inside the 25. A big play for the former 5-star. So a touchdown would probably win this game. They are already in field goal range. The handoff to Dash Dixie. He gets to the edge. He breaks one and gets inside the 20. Brought down by Jack Cohen. 36 seconds now. Coastal Carolina calling their timeouts. And give themselves some time if they can. And now a false start for Iowa. What are you doing, Slime? Oh, no. They do have a new center, the transfer from Kansas, Dennis O'Hearn, so maybe some trouble with the snap count here in week 0. So 2nd and 13, 36 seconds left. Shoemaker in motion. McNutt drops back, he has the time, he yams it deep to the corner, intercepted! No! Coastal Carolina. They're gonna win the Orange Bowl kickoff. It looked so good. Oh, Jarkus is in shambles. Number 13's gonna go down to kick off the season. A 7.5-point favorite. Travels down to Miami and gets slimed. Zach Pope, undefeated since the new Pope was elected. Oh man, Coastal Carolina gets the win and everybody's blaming Bryce Beers. Insane work. Alex Hendrick with a great game out of the backfield. Not like this, Iowa. Remember, folks, it is the, we are in the era of auto bids, so Iowa can still make the playoff again by winning the Big Ten. They won it last year. Insane work. Cannot believe you're calling Bryce Beers the problem. Just wait till Arizona hits the field next week. Just wait. He was open too. You just got to throw it earlier, McNuts. Oh no. And I believe that was Kadon Tootle he was trying to find. Yeah, it was Kadon Tootle trying to find the freshman. Couldn't do it. So here's the scoring summary. And player stats, Jamarcus McNutt, 19 for 34, 270, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Dash Dixie with a decent start to his career with a touchdown. Kadon Tootle had 2 catches. The touchdown went to Randy Vincent. Oh, poor Cam. Hey, better than me, Cam. I got none. Tackles, 1 sack for McClellan. You're on pace to beat me like 16-0 if we keep repeating that stat line. So, Zach Pope, the senior, 77 overall, 22 of 36, 1 touchdown. Run the ball, Alex Hendrick, 26 of 98. And he was the leading receiver as well. A.J. Ferguson didn't do much. Kevin McGuire, 10 tackles, 2 TFLs. The sack for McGuire as well. The interception for Joseph Mason. Yeah, so the first super active user to take an L is going to be Jarkus. Out of all 58 users, Jarkus has the most losses right now. Take it in. So that is going to be a Coastal Carolina outright victory. Our first outright of the season. Let me pay you guys out. 25% of you guys were rocking with the chance. Yeah, everybody roast Jarkus. Lol, Jarkus, lol. Alright, next game up is going to be Washington and Army, the Rose Bowl kickoff game. So, Coach Damien, let me know if you're here. Also, brand new coach, Coach Fire Dogs. So, when you have 2 users, it is the away team that does get priority. So, if you are here, Fire Dogs, Washington would get priority. So, this is a 14-point spread here. So, who are you rocking with? Are you rocking with Washington? They made it to the semifinals last year. Lost a double overtime game with Iowa State to go to the Natty. I'm convinced the winner of that semifinal was going to win the Natty regardless. Washington was such a wagon last year. So, a lot of you guys have Brandon Outlaw, and a lot of you guys have Jurassico Rose for your picks today. Priority for, like, kick, heads or kick, like, for that pick. So that's why I have to go on board with Washington here so I can control their choices. Because whoever calls heads or tails gets priority. So get those Bobanos in. Are you going with the Huskies or the Black Knights? The Black Knights in the Independence, trying to get back to the playoff. Army lost in that first round to Tennessee. This could have been the second round matchup. All right, so Washington, a 14-point favorite. The Rose Bowl Classic feels like everything's pointing towards a Washington win. So we know the SFA. This is Army by a million. Jermaine Johnson. Some weird player spotlights here. Go Lanes and Brandon Outlaw out wide. So I don't see Damien. So it's heads and kick as always for the Huskies. Trying to get back to the playoff this year. They were the #1 seed. 7-0 Army here in the Rose Bowl kickoff. A quick 14 for Army. All right, Coach Fire Dogs. Washington earns a field goal. They get one back. Touchdown, Army. 8-point game at the break. Dude, beating Washington at the Rose Bowl, that would be a hanging of the nuts. Slapping them across the face, and now we got a tie game. Oh, man, 28-21, here we go. Can Washington fight back? It's a close game. Remember, we can only jump in once we get to the 2-minute mark. And they score. Cinch Brown gets into the end zone. Here we go. Andy Gatewood, 28-28. They have not trailed us for a second in this game. 2 minutes left. Andy Gatewood, the senior quarterback for the Army Black Knights. They'll run some clock here. Big hole. This is a bit of a shocking result considering Washington traditionally has an incredible defense, including rushing defense. So we'll see what happens here across the 50 now. Officially 90 seconds left. Quick option, floats it out to the running back, and down he goes in the backfield. What a tackle. Matthew Johnson breaks through. Jarkus, I would recommend going back to watch it. If you want to get spoiled on how, I'll let you know. But third and 8, fullback dive, and he's not going to get it. So Washington stands tall here. They'll get the ball back. A chance to win it in regulation. Fourth and 5, 48 seconds left. No fake punt. They'll angle this. And are they going to pin him deep? No, it was close. So Brandon Outlaw, Singe Brown in the backfield. They brought in Jurassico Rose. They'll dump it off to Singe Brown, and he breaks through. Big gain. Watch for the zone blitz. We got Coach Stradamus. That was a creepy sound. Outlaw drops back, dumps it off to the flat. The tight end can't break past him. Garcia gets one. Clock continues. They have to take a timeout. So 2 touchdowns flashing there. Don't see any rushing yet. So 28-28, 28 seconds left. A lot of 28s on the... Another 28! Outlaw, floaty. Doesn't get the first. Third into the Rose Bowl, kickoff on the line. Army trying to push it to OT. Man in motion, here's Outlaw. Drops back. Outlaw has the time. He steps, dumps, and he stiffs, and Ben Williams can't get there. So decision time for Washington. Do you go for it, or do you just punt and hope for OT? It looks like we're going to get our first OT game of the season. Army and Washington, the number 3 team in the nation, on the ropes. I may have not trusted Army this year in my preseason predictions. I now kind of regret it. This team is a wagon. At least they're playing like it. Remember last season, that Army Southern Miss Week 0 game was the best game of the week. So Gatewood is just going to fall on it here, and we've got free football, baby, here in Week 0. Army and Washington. 60 minutes wasn't enough. So Damien, if you're here, let me know, heads or tails, offense or defense. I don't think he is. So first OT game of the season. Heads in defense as always. Beautiful Pasadena at sunset like always. So Army will start with the rock. Handoff up the gut. He pushes forward, carries a defender for about 8. Dan Robinson, he missed most of last season with an injury. Brought down by Campbell. 2nd and 2. Back to this 2 tight end set. Going away from the triple option, at least here in OT so far. Play action for Gatewood. Yams it! Touchdown, Army! What a pass! The piss missile from Andy Gatewood. As he breaks the school passing record. What a toss here for Army. That was incredible. So the extra point to go up 7. And it's good. So Coach Fire Dogs absolutely going crazy. This is not a real score. We'll watch that game later. All right, Washington needs a touchdown to keep it going. Floats it. Now, to be fair though, Coach Cal, he's a 4-year starter, so he has 52 touchdowns in 3 seasons, so that's not really That's less than 20 touchdowns a year. Second and 8. Keeper for Outlaw. He goes wide and down he goes. It's going to be 3rd and long. Uh-oh. We saw number 13 go down. Is number 3 on the ropes? Season 18 starting out with a bang. 3rd and 10 for Outlaw. Outlaw yams it deep. Oh, it's tipped away. 4th and 10. Game on the line. The crowd is raucous. Here we go. 4th and 10. Game on the line. Outlaw yams it deep and it's caught. Ben Garcia. What a play. What a floaty. Inside the 10, Washington survives. Cinch Brown with the keeper. He stiffies a man and gets to the 3. The double OT lost to Iowa State in the fans' brains to kick off season 18. Can they come back? Handoff. Cinch Brown, touchdown, Washington. No extra, or no going for 2 here, so we'll get a double OT. All right, here we go. Washington will start with the ball. It's a keeper for Outlaw. He has space. Oh, what a move. He slings off one. That's going to be a big gain. 23 for Outlaw. What a run. First and goal now for the Huskies. Arnie was so close. The handoff. Cinch again. Touchdown, Huskies. Nobody picked Cinch Brown. So a 2-play scoring drive gives them the lead. So Army now needs a touchdown to keep it going. 42-35. They'll spread them out to start it. Gatewood with the snap. It's a screen. He floats it. He gets it off. He cuts up field and he's brought down for no gain. Welcome in, Coach Fire Dogs. Army's this is the first time they've been losing all season. Or, yeah, I guess all season, all game. Safety coming on down. Gatewood over the middle, caught, first down, inside the 10. Ricky Crawford. $20 of 36 today for Andy Gatewood. 4 wide. Keep the game going. The handoff, down he goes in the backfield, instant pressure. Dan Robinson goes nowhere. Can Washington survive? Maryland eye time under center. Oh, it's a broken play. There goes Gatewood, and he gets nothing out of it. Miscommunication with the 3 different running backs. So 3rd and 11, we've seen a couple of miscues across multiple games today. Week 0 shenanigans. So 3rd and 11. Gatewood rolls right, and he's sacked! It's looking grim. 4th and 17, game on the line. Double OT in the Rose Bowl kickoff. Can Washington survive? The snap. Gatewood has time, steps up, yams it deep to the end zone. Touch! Robbie Blau keeps it going. What a yam, and they're going for 2. They're going for 2. The game will end here. What a moment. Gatewood. What is the call? They're going for 2. Triple option, and he goes down. Washington wins it. Stopped at the inch. We might need to have a Army on a week 0 BearCave every year, because last season they were also in a 1-point classic with Southern Miss. An incredible game will end 42-41. Washington survives with the no cover. A tough pill to swallow for the Army Black Knights, but that's definitely a good omen for the rest of their season if they're competing with number 3 like that. Holy Toledo, that was crazy. So the 30% of you guys, this was a 2-score spread, so easy cover there. An incredible game. So Brandon Outlaw, he goes 28 of 43, 308, and 2 touchdowns. Run the ball, Outlaw no touchdowns. Cinch Brown had 3. Wide receivers, and oh no, where even was Jurassico Rose? No touchdowns for him, so a lot of you guys who picked him get 0 points. Womp womp. 2 TFLs. The sack for Damian Chambers, former BearCave reward player. Interception for Roderick Taylor. Couple deflections, the fumble. And for Army, Andy Gatewood goes 21 of 37, 307, 3 touchdowns in a pick. Dan Robinson, 109. 2 touchdowns for Robbie Blount. Rod Nelson, 8 tackles. He led the way with TFLs and a sack. No interceptions. 4 deflections. No fumbles. So 41-42 is the final here in the Rose Bowl kickoff. An instant classic. What a game. As we continue to move on. Remember, all of these games will be posted in the server after they're done. Remember, we had no sim games today. So only 1 upset so far, even though this was a borderline one. So next up, we've got Michigan and Rutgers. Oh, baby. So Coach Kenzie, kicker receive. He wants to kick in all black unis. Nice. Kenzie's ready for this ass whooping. Let's get you your blacks. There you go. All right, so this is a 10-point favorite here for Michigan. Welcome in, Coach Mike. We've already had a banger of a day. 5 games deep. If anybody's missed it so far, we had Iowa State with a no cover against Hawaii. Minnesota covered. Texas covered. Coastal Carolina shocked Iowa. And then Washington in a double OT classic. So 1 minute on the clock. Get those Bobanos going. Oh yes, Flame has a wide receiver here for Michigan. One of the more unique picks was this pick for the Michigan wide receiver. Today for my drink of choice, we got the Cherry Limeade Ghost Energy. It's always a classic one. They didn't have grape, unfortunately. Kenzie's stealing all my Welch's grape. Yes, Finley Coulter should. I believe he's wide receiver 4, if I remember correctly. So I believe he's playing. He might be wide receiver 3. 42-41 double overtime, Florida man. Oh, unfortunately, we don't have a sponsorship with Ghost, but we do have an affiliation with Home Field Apparel. Use code SFA at Kickout or at checkout, 15% off. So here we go. We got Coach Mango taking on Coach Kenzie. What did Kenzie want? He wanted to kick. And I believe this is TIAA Bank, so I think this is the Charlotte kickoff. I don't remember the name because we don't have the logo. Or no, this is MetLife. Or no, this is Bank, M&T Bank Stadium. So this is the Baltimore, I think. Nevertheless, here we go. Rutgers and Michigan. Yeah, Miss TC doesn't like me drinking Ghost either, Coach Fly. Mango is here. 10-7 early on. 17-7, not like this. Mango, come on, Mango! Come on, Mango. We know last season how Michigan could score like 40 in the second half, but they got John Hodges now. And a fumble there by Michigan. And they get a touchdown. Kenzie, you can't blow another lead. You're up 24-7. Come on, Slime, please. And a long touchdown there for Rutgers. That was a big drive. Can Michigan get it back? Remember, we can't jump in unless it's a one-score game. And a quick touchdown there. The extra point is good. So here we go. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. 3 timeouts for Michigan. Ham Soul. Handoff here. That's the freshman Juice Cobbins. He breaks away. The true freshman SFA player down the sideline. What a debut. Juice Cobbins, baby. What a debut for the 4-star. His first play makes down the sideline. His second play, he almost breaks into the end zone. Juice Cobbins might just have the juice. Number 8 on the ropes. Ham Soul, this team could be a wagon. Another handoff here to Juice. He gets the edge and down he goes. Oh no, can you imagine a world where Kenzie actually has a competitive team? Oh no. Safety's coming in. 2nd and goal. Up the gut, big hit. I mean, it could be Gucci if you want to do it that way. I think it's juice. I interpret it as juice. 3rd and goal. Game on the line for Rutgers. Can Michigan get a stop? Ham Soul. It's quick option. Ham. Broken tackle for Juice. Touchdown, Rutgers. The true freshman is dominating the Michigan men. Oh, baby. So now we go back to the sim because it's back to a 2-score game. Yeah, 700K is looking like a steal now for sure. And there it is. 38-28 is your final. Ham sold. Nobody picked him, but he had 4 touchdowns on the day. What a performance for Rutgers. Oh, man. If they can continue this through the season, they could dominate the AAC. What a start to the season. And how about the Big Ten losing 2 of their 3 games so far? Only Minnesota has won. Not looking good for our OP Big Ten, huh? Yeah, after BearCave and then game day, after that, I'll post all the signings. And then we'll debut the entire recruiting board. Big Ten is looking a bit fraudulent right now, but Wisconsin hasn't played yet, so we won't know for sure until Wisconsin loses. So there you go. Flame, Kevin Morris scored. Nice pick there. Coulter got a couple as well for you, Coach Phi. So Ham Soul goes 20 of 40, 336, 4 touchdowns. Juice Cobbins, welcome to the SFA. His first career game, the hometown kid. 200 yards, 6.5 a carry, and a touchdown. John Weatherford with 3. Santiago Beachwood, the SFA player, gets 1. No sacks for the defense. Fumble for Travis Smith. And then for Coach Mango, John Hodges, the redshirt senior, 31 of 41, 348, and 3 touchdowns. Wasn't enough. Shane Smith. Finley Coulter actually led the way for them. He had 8 catches, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then Kevin Morris, the freshman, 6 for 45 and a touchdown. 14 tackles for Glover, 2 TFLs for Nick Johnson. 2 sacks. Couple deflections, the fumbles. He averaged 6.5 a carry, Kenzie, and he had a touchdown, 1 touchdown. So Ham Soul will get all the credit, but we know it's Juice Cobbins who's the GOAT. So what a debut for the freshman running back, as that's a Rutgers outright victory. So 34% of you guys picked him, so we already have had now 2 big upsets here in the top 15. So that's Rutgers outright. Okay, we continue to move on, and now we've got the debut of another running back. I don't know how anybody was ranked higher than Juice Cobbins out of high school, but I guess here we go. The debut of the #1 recruit, DeQuinton Sims. All right, McNasty, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Coach Wind, if you want jerseys, let me know. But this is a 6.5 point favorite here for Stanford. This is going to be at Arrowhead Stadium. So a very interesting, both these teams from the West Coast traveling to Kansas City. So get those Bobinas in. Jay Jettas went to Michigan State there. Mango. Stanford has all white. They have a black, which is pretty nice. We like this black. They have the Chrome Dome. They have a 2017 black. They have this throwback option. So it's pretty much just red, yeah, it's pretty much just red, white, and black. All right, just the home. All right, here we go. Stanford versus San Diego State. The debut of Coach Wind not at Wyoming for the first time ever. Mango, all you got to do is go to Texas A&M and then listen to the fight songs for 6 straight hours like you normally do. I would support a Switch for you. No, we lost our UI. So no UI for this game. We got the glitch at the start. That's okay. So this is the debut to Quentin Sims and Corey Light. Here at Arrowhead Stadium. In the rain, of course. Quick start. 14-0 start for San Diego State. 17-0. Not the best start here for Coach Wind. He gets one back. Not like this. Please. So Stanford down 10. Corey Light and Quentin Sims not doing much to start it. Oh, man, third quarter, no score as well. What is happening? There you go. That's one. A nice little one. That's a pass from Corey Light to Osborne. See, next possession. 3-point game, and they do nothing with it. So we'll go one play at a time now. Man, another 3 and out. Nothing doing for both sides. The rain getting in the way. Corey Light just keeps going backwards. What is happening? Another 3 and out. Man. Remember, we can't jump in until we get to here. So, okay, so it's 4th and 5. They're going to go for it. Okay, so game potentially on the line right here. Stanford needs a stop. San Diego State gonna run some clock here. So Coach McNasty, what is the call? 4th and 5. He drops back and he's sacked. Oh, he shot out of a cannon. Petty absolutely smoked him. So Stanford gets their chance. Corey Light, the backup, he was the starter in high school. And then he lost his job to Bryce Beers. Now he's starting for Stanford. He has DeQuentin Sims with him, the #1 recruit. Corey Light floats it deep, and it's a catch! Big start to the drive here for Stanford. They'll hurry it up there at the 50 here in Arrowhead. Corey Light trying to channel his inner Mahomes as he nukes that deep with the 90 throw power. The big arm quarterback used all of it right there. Yeah, anybody who was in week 0 will have a bye in week 1, and then everybody else will play. 2nd and 10 here for Corey Light. They need a field goal. Quick option. He keeps it. He's not a runner. And he gets 2. Oh, poor Corey Light. All right, just across the 50 now, 3rd and 8. Under a minute now. Light has the time. He dumps that short, and they can't get it, but they are closer. So 4th and 3. What is the call? You might consider running this here. Do you give it to DeQuinton Sims? Our first time seeing him get a carry, potentially. Trips right to the short side. Game on the line for the Cardinal. Corey Light drops back. Light over the middle. It's caught, but he's short! San Diego State takes over. Sad. Pain. Like I said in my preseason predictions, these freshman quarterbacks can never be trusted. Oh no, Cabbage with the dome shot. Corey Lights are too bright. The silver bullet, he couldn't get the first. They do have a chance to get the ball back here, but they have one play basically. And somehow McNasty, as always with a mediocre roster, is going to knock off an elite team. So they will have to punt it. We'll see if Stanford has a miracle in them. We've only seen one punt return for a touchdown in SFA history. Can we see it again? So Stanford without Shu Okani, all of a sudden is stinky cheese. So here's the punt, 6 seconds left, 5, 4, he drops it, 3, 2, get on the ground! Oh, they survive, 1 second! Wait, is this gonna be a runoff? Back them up even further. They decline it. 1 second. How far can Corey Light throw it? 60 or 70 yards. Can we see a miracle? The 2-star Corey Light. He sets up. He yams it deep. It's an absolute mooner. And it's incomplete. San Diego State with the upset. What a ridiculous throw. That was so inaccurate. Oh. I don't know how he got that off. The lineman hit him, and that nuke just took a quick left turn. My God, what a game. So San Diego State with a shocker. So the 34% of you guys that picked San Diego State, congratulations. That was an upset. So great start to the season here. We'll get to see DeQuinton Sims at some point. Oh, baby, we got a juicy one coming up next, but let's take a look at how this one shook out. Not a lot of entries here. Gibby Gerbacks with a touchdown. Remember, he caught the Hail Mary on D Sleep's dome in the in the bowl game. Robert Thompson, the 70 overall quarterback. Alvarez, 96 yards. Gerbacks, 90 yards. Quantez Flapjack, the true freshman, 10 pancakes to start the season. 5 TFLs for Adam Hall. They had 3 total sacks. No interceptions. A lot of deflections. Fumbles. They had 2. And Corey Light in his first start, 16 of 33, 209, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, but he does get the Concepcion line. And don't. To Quentin Sims, after we just watched Juice Commons, the 4-star, go for like 219. He gets 68 on 20 carries, 3.4 a carry. Oh no. Please let this be an outlier. He can't be a bust. Brandon Osborne with the touchdown. What a start to the wind era. Ovi Ugwa got 2 TFLs at least. 2 sacks. No interceptions. Couple deflections though. So a 3-point loss here to start the season. Remember, most of these are non-conference games, so most of them do not matter. Actually, I don't think any are conference games this season. Yeah, I don't think we have any conference games in week 0, so none of these truly matter. I mean, they matter for the at-large race, but if you're talking about playoffs, just win your conference line. So that is San Diego State outright victory for those of you guys scoring at home. And we move. Already a great slate of games. We still have game day coming up. UTSA and Georgia Tech, a highly anticipated matchup. But first, we're going to take a stop. BYU and Kent State. Kent State, one of the favorites to win the MAC. And BYU, a new coach. So if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. They got Earl Snyder Sr., they got Shamar Winter, Elijah Good. So a very intriguing offense here for the Cougs and a 4-point favorite. So get those Bobinas going. Who do you got? BYU at a 4-point favorite or the Kent State Flashes? Is Kent State going to shock the world this season? Coach Blazing, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. Yeah, look at the offense for BYU versus their defense. They need a user that can help them out there. All right, here we go. We'll jump into the game. BYU almost won the division right from Taylor Prado and Washington's nose, but they were a half game back. Earl Snyder Sr. We're at Bank of America Stadium. So Coach Cam reporting this was one of the heaviest upset picks for bettors. The Mormons took personal offense to that. They'll be hanging 60 on their dome. The Super Soakers are out in full force here at the Mayo Bowl kickoff game. So Kent State, BYU. BYU probably the worst school to have at the Mayo Bowl. So 7-7. Kent State here. Now we've got some offense after a couple defensive games. Here we go. We got the scoring. 21-14. Remember, Kent State has arguably the best corners in the group of 5. They got Giorgio D'Antonio and then Joe Jam Jr. It doesn't seem to matter right now as they're down 17. They're getting shit stomped. Kent State, you got to wake up here. Or is BYU just a wagon? They get one back. It was a Damon McCreamy touchdown. So we'll go one play at a time because it is a 2-score game after all. Shamar Winter looks like he's just dome-shotting them, and this one is going to be over. So a big-time win there for BYU. They will cover. Proving all the haters wrong. Shamar Winter, Oakley Stumps gets a touchdown. Earl Snyder, surprised nobody went with any of these BYU players. So Earl Snyder Sr., the junior, goes 18, 25, 232, and 1 touchdown. Don't know why that made me chuckle. But Shamar Winter, 32 for 155, and 3 touchdowns here for Winter, former 5-star guy. 2 TFLs for Gary Moore, the sack for Alfred Walker, the safety. Kent State, McKenna Hawk, 16 of 35, 245, and 3 touchdowns. Kentrell Byrne, they couldn't run the ball at all. Damon McCreamy goes 6 for 131 and a touchdown. So I think somebody had Kentrell Byrne. He did not score. Laszlo Spangler, 10 tackles, 3 TFLs for Woods. He had the sack, no interceptions. Joe Jam Jr. with a deflection at least. And no fumbles. Okay, so 38-21 is your final. Four games left on this BearCave slate before our game day game. We'll have week 0 signings from Pipeline Week. And then the full recruiting board will be debuted today. So this is a BYU cover. Did I already pay this out? 49% of you guys went with the BYU cover. So congratulations on that one. All right, next up here, Coach Cabbage. Let me know, kick or receive. And 11-point favorite. They got to the semifinals last year, lost to a stiff Baylor team. Bourbon Boozin, the reigning Heisman champion, or Heisman winner, I guess, coming back for another year. Thad Russell is back. Remember, Thad Russell did not play in that game. And then you got a stingy Southern Miss team who's been good for quite a while. They dominate they dominate it down there in the Sun Belt. So get your predictions in here. Last season in week 0, Auburn was upset by Oklahoma State, who went on to win like 2 total games. He has a vested interest in your running back, Slime. All right, here we go. Auburn looking to repeat as the SEC champion. We've got the 3 favorites in the SEC all playing here today pretty soon. Auburn, Florida, and Tennessee. All right, let's get on into this game. Southern Miss was in that 1-point game here last season against Army. As we got the Sugar Bowl kickoff here in New Orleans. So here we go. Not a lot of travel for either of these teams down here. Only a couple of states away. Southern Miss strikes first. No score for Auburn so far. Auburn gets a touchdown back. And nobody picked Bourbon Boozin in the Derby today. 10. There's 14 for Auburn. Auburn strikes again. Southern Miss trying to keep pace here, but it's looking like they might be pulling away. And they don't. They have to punt it. Southern Miss, can they take the lead? It's a long drive. They do. They bleed the clock. They get one back. And it's 4th down here. They have to punt. So Auburn losing. Oh, no. Not like this. Remember, we can only jump in at the 2-minute mark. Down by 3. Russell is sacked. It's 3rd and 14. It's 4th down. They have to punt it again. 3rd and 2, game on the line. Not really, they have all 3 of their timeouts. So Johnny Ward, the SFA player, hands off, and they stuff him. So Auburn will get the ball back. Bosco Beasley was redshirted last year, makes the play there. The SFA player. So down by 3 for Auburn. Similar situation to the Iowa scenario. As Logan Bronner gets the return for 9 yards. Coach Cabbage is not coaching his first game. So 90 seconds left. Bourbon Boozin is back. Thad Russell is back. Russell over the middle. He hits Bourbon and he gets some yardage. No flag there. Thought they got the face mask. Not the best day here for Thad Russell. Thad takes off this time and he goes up the gut. Big hit, but he hangs on to the ball. That could have been a fumble. They'll get 8 yards. Remember, all they need is a field goal here to keep the game going. Probably need about 15 more yards. No LaHonda Dicker stick. That's their biggest loss on the offensive side. 2nd and 2. Yams it to the corner. That's caught. Oh, what a hit. What a catch. It's Marv Beekman, the SFA player, who was redshirted last year. Big time catch. Keeps the drive moving. Auburn rolls right. That he goes down. He was gearing up for a yam. And he is sacked. 2nd and 18 now. Southern Miss not giving an inch. Sugar Bowl coming down to the wire. Thad takes off. He evades one. He runs. He gets over. Oh, he gets tripped up. That was almost an insane run from Thad Russell. 3rd and 6. The clock is running. They have 1 timeout left. The snap. Thad Russell. He takes off again up the gut, and he is given the first down. Now in field goal range. It's about a 48-yarder. All on the back of the Auburn quarterback's legs. Thad Russell. Second and 10. Split backs. Thad takes off again. He goes up the gut and he gets another 6 yards. Clock is running though. Gotta be careful here. 10 seconds left. They snap it. Thad Russell. He evades. He yams it deep and intercepted! No! No way! Thad Russell pisses his pants. And Southern Miss shocks the world to start the season. What a choke job from Thad Russell. What is he doing? Oh my God. So Bourbon Boozing gets 110 and a touchdown. And somehow Auburn goes down. That's a tough one for Cabbage. What a game and what a start to the season for some of these G5s. That's our 4th outright victory of the day. Coastal, Rutgers, San Diego State, and now Southern Miss get it done. This is why you play the game. The funny thing, Mike, is that same exact thing happened to Jamarcus McNutt. So you didn't even have to put the hyphen or the quotes around Jamarcus for the Iowa smokage. Man, so Kofi Garnett cooked. He had an 86-yard run. Poor Auburn. So Thad Russell goes 14 of 29, 151, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Bourbon Boozin, the senior, gets 78 yards and a touchdown. Not a lot of help here. And Bragic Bulu, 13 tackles. He had 5 TFLs on the day, 1 sack, no picks for the defense. Michael Horn with the pick, or with the fumble. And for Southern Miss, Johnny Ward, the SFA player, 18 of 31, 286, and 2 touchdowns. Incredible. 2 interceptions. All right, so we continue to move on. We got 3 games left. Let me pay you guys out for this one. Southern Miss, only 23% of you guys even had them staying within 11 points. Remember, guys, these games are not played on paper. They're played on the field. Southern Miss is always pretty good for no reason. Southern Miss outright. So Auburn can't win in week 0 is kind of a common trend now. So now we go to the Midwest as we get to see the debut of the 5-star gem player. He's a 1-star, but he's 5-star caliber. Enzo McKay with Tehu Nakamoto at running back. Oh, baby. So we've got Ohio Mania taking on Notre Dame. Ohio Mania has a new quarterback as well, Richard Cramp, the transfer from New Mexico. So who do you got in this one? Are you going Notre Dame -5? Or are you going with Ohio Mania? Notre Dame made the playoff last season. Same with Ohio. Both lost their opening round games to an Iowa school. And Howard Black is here. So heads and kick. Thank you. Coach Huey, if you're here, let me know if you want a jersey, but you normally like to go with the traditional. Give it just a quick second while I take a sip of my cherry limeade. All right, so Ohio on the road. We go traditionals. Perfect. Hey, we get the Kyle Hamilton screen. That's a good omen there for Notre Dame. So we are in Tucson, Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl kickoff. The debut of Enzo McKay. Tehu Nakamoto RB. Let's have a game, fellas. Here we go. 7-0 here for Ohio Mania. Oh no, the defense for Notre Dame all of a sudden. Is this the same defense from last year? 17-24. Come on, Notre Dame. 31 in the first half. Looking like the Boise State Broncos. Notre Dame gets 3 points. Oh my God, it's a splattering here in Tucson. 38-3. Enzo McKay with a pick. What are we doing? Fumble recovered. Nakamoto fumbled. 38-10. Oh no, not like this. All right, they made it not so bad, but it's still an Ohio Mania splattering here. Holy Toledo, what a game. So Ohio with the outright victory. 38-17. Richard Cramp with a touchdown. Rudy Rollins, what a second quarter. J.J. Irons getting touchdowns. A 76-yard run for Jones. And then Okamoto with 2 rushing touchdowns. So Richard Cramp, I was talking smack about him in my preseason episode. Big debut here. 16-23, 209, 2 touchdowns. Rudy Rollins, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Lester Jones, these jet sweeps going the distance for a couple of these guys. J.J. Irons, SFA player, the transfer. Leo Logan as well, all playing well. On defense, 3 TFLs for Hubert Wells. He had 2 sacks in his senior year. The interception for George Smith. A lot of deflections. The 2 fumbles go to Hassan Bush. And then for Notre Dame, Enzo McKay in his debut. 12 of 29, 177 and a pick. Not the best. Anthony Fuller, though, and Okamoto doing what they do. This is going to be a good rushing team. Don't know what the hell they just ran into. But Abraham Carter only 1 catch. Jason Evans, no sacks. Couple interceptions. Yes, Garnett scored. Tough day at the office here for Notre Dame. So Ohio Mania, very interesting start. I thought Kent State would do what Ohio just did, but instead Ohio Mania not going anywhere, it seems. And Tehu Nakamoto, after moving to running back, still the player of the game. Let's go, baby. So that's an Ohio outright victory. And now we get the big-time matchups. The debut, probably the most hyped team out of the offseason, so you always need to temper your expectations. But the Florida Gators, Kareem Paul on a competitive team, Danbo Dinkins, Jamar Cotton III against Miami. A rivalry game here in week 0. The War Canoe on the line. So this was a Ohio Mania win. So who do you got? Are you going with Florida, 4.5-point favorite, or is Sycamore Crowdis and Miami going to continue to be a feisty team on stream like we saw last year? Coach Eisen feels like his team's been disrespected over the last couple of years. So we'll see what happens. Coach Tribe, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. I have this team making the natty in my predictions. This team is either going to win like 11 games or 5 games, and it fully depends on if Kareem Paul stays healthy. When he is healthy, every single year he's healthy, which is 1.5, he's a Heisman finalist. But then he gets a season-ending injury. So we'll see what happens here for the Florida Gators. Roderick Black. So don't see Tribe, so we'll go heads and kick. Kareem Paul, baby. Look at him. Come on, Kareem. Come on, Kareem Paul. May or may not be related to the Paul brothers, Logan Paul. But you got Latina Juice Gator Bowl kickoff game. So the Gators playing in the Gator. How's Miami going to play? They score. So 10-7 here early. So immediately a decent start Florida, though, gets one back. 17-14. Florida's not led yet at the end of a quarter. Florida gets the field goal. Miami. Florida. Florida not looking good. They got to do something here. They're down 11. Damn you, Miami. What is Miami doing? All right, Kareem Paul, here we go. Dambo Dinkins, Jamar Cotton, Roderick Black, Newsom. First and goal, please. I'm on my knees. A fumble! What are you doing? They fumble it at the 1. I'm sick. How do you fumble it at the 1? So down 8. A couple of first downs will end the game. Florida fumbled at the 1. Here's the handoff. He's going to be short. Oh my God. What a way for Miami to steal one potentially. They still need the first down here. It's a screen and it works out for them. It's not looking good. Last hope right here. Miami looking to shock the world. Game technically not over. Florida could still get a yam in. But they're just fine kneeling it out and taking that chance with the punt. Sycamore Crowdis and Coach Eisen sick of the disrespect to the Miami Hurricanes. All anybody could talk about coming into this game was Kareem Paul this, Dambo Dinkins that. What about Sycamore Crowdis, the SFA player? They're looking to tiptoe in their Jordans here. It's going to be a screen pass. They get it out to him. Can they push him out of bounds? They do! What's the flag?
Personal foul. Clipping.
It's going to be a clip, but that doesn't matter. They're going to decline it, and Florida's going to get the ball back with 57 seconds.
That'll make it 4th and 10.
So they stop the clock. Miami with a smooth-brained move. It should have been less than 10. Instead, they give them 57. So down 8, Kareem Paul legacy drive on the line. Coach Tribe obviously not coaching his first game, but 49 seconds in a dream. You got a new core. Kareem Paul, the quarterback. Dambo Dinkins, he's won national championships with Oklahoma. And the 99 speed freshman in the slot, Jamar Cotton III. Kareem Paul drops back. He throws it to the flat, and he gets out of bounds. 5 yards. Got to be a bit more chunky there, but he gets it to Braden Fleer, the freshman SFA player tight end. 307 yards today for Kareem Paul. 45 seconds. Paul steps up, yams it deep, and it's not in the area. I thought that was going to be caught. Welcome in, KJ. 3rd and 5. Jamar Cotton in the slot, bottom of your screen. Kareem Paul yams it deep, and that's caught by Jamar Cotton III. He's much more of a deep threat, but he hangs on there. The drive continues. 1st and 10. Yams it to the corner, out of bounds. Kareem Paul obviously trying to stay upright, not taking off. He does have great wheels, but we want him to stay healthy. So from the 42, they need a touchdown and the 2-pointer. Gator Bull kickoff coming down to the wire, and it's almost picked! Kareem, what are you doing? 3rd and 10. 5 wide for the Gators. Over the middle, and it's caught! What a catch for Newsome! When it seems like it's over, Florida keeps it going. 22 seconds. We'll spike it at 18. So a couple of chances to yam it to the end zone. No timeouts. They need a touchdown. 27 yards away. Dambo Dinkins, top of your screen. Kareem Paul floats that to the corner. It's intercepted this time. Another pick to end the game. What is in the water here in week 0? These quarterbacks are absolutely choking. And that's going to do it. Miami knocks off Florida here in week 0. And the fans are already clamoring for the Korean Thunder. I always get it. That always cracks me up when Sycamore Crowdis jumps with that U. It's so funny. Congratulations, Coach Eisen. The raffle ticket, when you claim them, you get put into a wheel spin at the end of the season, and winner gets an 80 overall reward player. Sycamore Crowdis, baby.
Thank you for attending today's ball game. Please drive home safely.
He's redshirted, Coach Flame. Tribe was able to get Kareem Paul in the transfer portal, so he's redshirting and kicking the Korean Thunder to the curb. Tough way to lose the War Canoe. They fumbled on the goal line, and then a pick by the linebacker. So the SEC also, so the Big Ten, the SEC not looking great. Dambo Dinkins gets a touchdown, though. He gets a couple. 31-23, Kareem Paul. 24-38, 345, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Roderick Black, 76 yards, no touchdowns for him. Dambo Dinkins gets 2. And for Miami, Sycamore Crowdis, 20-26, 280, 2 touchdowns. Harrington is their new running back, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. Jason Dunn here. Man, I wanted Florida to win. But congrats for Coach Eisen, proving us wrong. Got to watch out for Miami. They are good. Miami was higher ranked as well, so probably felt disrespected here. All right, so Tennessee and Baylor is all that's left. Now, a lot of people were clamoring, why isn't that the New Heights Classic? Why isn't that? Because when I decided the game that was going to be in the New Heights Classic, it was going to be, I was, at that point, Tennessee was not going to be a user anymore because Nick was MIA. And then I was going to blow up Tennessee in the transfer portal like I did Hawaii. Instead, kind of the flip happened. Nick said, no, I'm not going anywhere. And then, yeah. So that's why I didn't choose it. But in any of the case, Flame's still being a big dummy here, as he is not starting his star quarterback, Latrey Reigns. He's starting Julian Bexley, the incoming freshman. So we'll see what happens. But this is a pick'em game between Tennessee and Baylor. Number 2 versus number 4. Two of the biggest wagons, of course. So this is Miami. Yep, best defense in the country. So we got Baylor. So who wins this game? Are you going with Baylor or are you going with Tennessee? Flame, let me know, kick or receive. No, all good, Flame. I know why you're doing it. And Tennessee has two of the best running backs in the country. They have the best defense in the country, but they're starting a mid-70s quarterback, so who knows how good this team will actually be. All you guys saying holy defense, you guys were not around for the days of Clemson and Ohio State both being 99 overalls. Those teams were stacked on offense and defense. Tennessee is stacked on defense. Of course, but yeah, Husky Boyle playing today. So this is our finale for BearCave. We'll be back immediately following for Game Day, the New Heights Classic. So here we go. The Baylor Bears were in the national championship last season. They're approaching one of the teams that have the most appearances in national championships, as it's raining here in the Cotton Bowl kickoff. Of course, Jerry's World, always raining. Indoors. So we got Husky Boyle, his first time being at a school with a real offensive line. So how will he play? Number 2 versus number 4. Quick touchdown for Baylor. 99 defense. They spit in your face. 14-3. Tennessee. They get one back. Oh, a big play for Baylor. Remember, despite 99 defense, they have Husky Boyle solo tip-ins. Like, this is a wagon of a Baylor team as always. 31-13 going into the fourth quarter. It looks like very truly the quarterback is making a tough situation here for Tennessee, but they get one back here, and nothing's over until the fat lady is singing. We are pretty close to Denton after all. 31-20. Here comes Tennessee. Can they punch it home? Yes, they do. And they get the extra point. So down 4 now. 3 minutes to go. Remember, we can only jump in at that 2-minute mark. And a 3-and-out for Baylor. So a quick, completely mess up here. Remember, we'll jump in here at the 2-minute mark. So here we go. Across the 50 for Tennessee, down by 4. Can they make the comeback? Over the middle, he hits his man, breaks a tackle, and gets about 4. This new quarterback, Hampton. Trent Fox, the SFA player, is over 100 yards. Yams it deep. The 50-50 intercepted. It's going the other way for the Baylor Bears. What a pick. And that's Elipidus Xander, the SFA player. He climbed the ladder, picked it off. This game may just be over. This is why, folks, you need a quarterback, as we see Husky Boyle for the first time. Coach Keat, look away. Your baby has joined the Baylor Bears. They're a couple of first downs away. Julian Bexley, the true freshman quarterback, hands it off to Husky, and down he goes. Tennessee looking to get one more chance. Five wide for Bexley, the true freshman. Bexley yams it over the middle, and it's almost picked by Frank Black, the SFA player. 4 touchdowns on the day, though, for Julian Bexley. Pretty impressive. But they'll have to punt, so Tennessee gets another chance. They'll keep the timeout as well. So thought it was over. But Tennessee's defense gives them another shot. Here's the return. Down he goes. It's Benji Brown. Coach Nick. They have Dennis Martell and Benji Brown, 2 of the best running backs in the country. 2 of the top 5 rated. But when you're down like this, you got to rely on the mid quarterback. I believe he's a 73 overall. Against a Baylor Bear defense, of course. He has to take off. He gets some room. He's running. And he gets the first down. All right. We see him, Marquise Hampton. Let him cook. 1st and 10. 80 seconds left. Hampton. And he gets smoked off the edge. What a hit. Joe Hopkins laying the boom. They hurry it up now. They get back to the line of scrimmage. He drops back. He dumps it off, and that's going to be a broken tackle, and down he goes for Mario Smith. It'll be 3rd and 8. We don't have promotion regulation anymore, Slime. 3rd and 8. Hampton dumps it, and a smack-a-doodle-doo. There he is. Benji Brown for 10. I don't see Dennis Martell in the game. Maybe Martell got injured. So the drive continues across the 50. They need a touchdown, though. Hampton floats it to the corner, and it's caught! Raymond Fordinal. 37 seconds left. Baylor back against the wall. Marquise Hampton. The Tennessee Volunteers. Yams it deep, right side, tiptoes. Trent Fox hits it. It's starting to get scary now for the Baylor Bears. Inside the 20. 29 seconds left. Who's going to make the play to stop the Volunteers? Tight end in motion. Hampton yams it to the corner. This one's short. Fordinal gets 4. He's slinging the rock all over the field right now. Baylor get a stop. 3-man rush. Floats it over the middle. That's short. Ryan Brown gets 2. Clock is ticking, though. They got to hurry it up. 3rd and 4. This is where things can get hairy. 13 seconds left. Hampton. He drops back. Gives it to the end zone, and it's intercepted! What a pick from the safety! O'Connor swoops in! It just picks galore today by the defenses. Everybody playing lights out. And Baylor's gonna win it. Here in the Cotton Bowl kickoff, Baylor survives the onslaught from Tennessee. Death, taxes, and the Baylor Bears. If it's not SMU, you better bet they're gonna win. Oh, baby. So what was that? That was a pick'em, so that's just a Baylor outright victory. So congrats for those of you guys who picked the Baylor Bears. The 99 defense. See, that's the problem. 99 defense, they can't score you points, folks. We've had a lot of interceptions today. 4 on final drives, I think. These defenses playing lights out near the end zone. And that's what you get on week 0. Some of the best defenses in the country. Look at that. He was open, but the closing speed there from the safety. Got to throw that way earlier. And then on that one, Xander just had the inside leverage. Coach Flame proving why he's the best coach of all time. So what a way to kick off BearCave Week. Husky Boyle gets into the end zone. Solo tip-ins. Dennis Martell. Sockblower gets in. So Julian Bexley. So Latrey Reigns had to play 1 snap today at 74 overall before I raise it back up. Remember, Flame, you got to DM me to remind me to raise it back up because I'll forget. But 20 to 43, 288, 4 touchdowns for the true freshman. Honestly, a great game. Husky Boyle goes over 100 yards. No rushing TDs, but he does get one through the air. Jack Kearney, SFA player, 12 tackles, 3 TFLs for Bradley Hendricks, the SFA player. Joe Hopkins with a nice sack. And the 3 picks, Kevin Young, Elipidus Xander, and Marvin O'Connell. And then for Tennessee, Marquise Hampton, the redshirt junior starter, 24-47, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I feel like this roster can work, but it's a Tennessee team that has to get the early lead. They have to lead early so that they can just run the ball and grind the game out. If he's having to throw it from behind like this, they're not going to win a lot of football games. And a lot of TFLs here for this defense. Jack's Joker led the nation in sacks last year. He gets one today. No interceptions. A lot of deflections. 1 fumble for Jack's Joker. He recovered it, so he's the only guy who truly played up to his level today. So the SEC goes 0-3 to start the season. Nasty work for the SEC. The 3 favorites all take a loss here in the opening weekend of Season 18. Oh, baby, we're just getting started. So, as is tradition, we'll go through next week's game to see what's on the docket, of course. This is a Baylor outright victory. I'll make sure I paid that out. Yes, I did. So, we'll be back for game day here in a couple of minutes. I want to make sure I have no other games that I missed. Yep, last game, UTSA, Georgia Tech, the NRG Stadium New Heights Classic. But for week 1 of next week, this is what's on the docket. Fresno State, Arkansas, that's a banger. Texas State, Wisconsin, Colorado, my debut back to coaching. We got Gamara versus Bean, 2 of the worst starters in the country. Nebraska, Florida State's a banger. Lot of chances for game day type games. See what else we got brewing. Oregon State, Navy. SMU, Pittsburgh's fun. LSU, UNC is fun. Oklahoma State, NC State. Ooh, Bryce Beers debuts against Eastern Michigan and Coach Bob Toledo. That will be on BearCave for sure. Boise State. Syracuse, Maryland, user versus user. UTEP starts with a conference game. So that's a look at all of the game. Boston College, Indiana. It'll be fun. Alrighty, so that will do it for the BearCave stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, all of the support. We had 8 subs during the stream. Thank you so much. We'll be back in about 5 minutes while I get game day set up for the New Heights Classic between Georgia Tech and Coach Mike and UTSA and Coach Dogwater in the debut of Day Night. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in a sec.